So let's say one day you're lucky enough to bump into me and I just hand you $100,000 just for the funds of it. So while I give you the $100,000, as I'm walking away, I slowly turn back to see your reaction and I realize that that's the problem. The problem that you've been having your entire life, but you don't even realize that it's a problem. And now you're probably wondering what the problem is. And I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. But before I tell you what the problem is, because you're curious about what the problem is, I want you to first kind of guess what the problem is based on these next few points. I want to first help you realize that the $100,000 that I gave you is a set value. And depending on the type of person you are, either that's a lot of money to you or that's basically nothing to you. Because if I have to be honest, there's two types of people in this world. There's me and there's you. There's the poor-minded people and the people with the abundant mindset. And now this isn't me to put myself on a pedestal at all, but I'm just saying in this world, you have to realize that when it comes to the 99% of people compared to the 10%, the 1% of people, they are on completely different mindsets when it comes to having a perspective on success and the world and what is actually attainable. And to quickly tie this into a story to make it make a little bit more sense, one day I was at work and I was scrolling looking through rental properties with my coworker. And as we're scrolling, we get into rental properties that are costing about $60,000 per night. These are just like resorts that like people stay in for vacations and stuff like that. And to her mind was blown. She was like, I can't even fathom that amount of number per night. It was just a whole different like reality than her. While as for me, I was looking at these properties like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. Oh yeah, like 60,000 a night. Oh yeah, like I would definitely pay for that, right? And obviously, me and her are in the both same position in life. We're young adults working part-time jobs, but the difference is that we are in completely different mindsets and mentalities, and that's actually going to show us where we're going to end up in the future. Because the problem that you currently have and that you've had your entire life is that you cannot see yourself or imagine yourself with massive amount of success or living this abundant life. And that's what's really holding you back, and that's what holds 99% of people back. Because the truth is that 99% of people in this world, they live this dream life, and that's the big keyword. It's the word dream, right? A dream is a whole other world that doesn't exist and cannot be attainable within this reality. And so we want to stop thinking about a dream life. Instead, we want to start believing that that reality that we envision ourselves in is attainable within this reality and that we can accomplish it and that it is not a dream. So we first want to understand that money is literally everywhere. Money flows everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Every single thing you see was either made by someone is making money off of something around here, right? We gotta stop thinking that money is just so scarce, when in reality there is endless amounts of money that's flowing around everywhere. There's trillions of dollars that are flowing around everywhere. I saw a clip by Andrew Tate one time that said money is everywhere and it's a shame that you still don't have shit. And that kind of hit, because the reality is someone made money off of something, right? The camera that I'm using, someone made money off that. The chair that you're sitting on, someone made money off that. Basketball that you like to hoop with, someone made money off that. The street light that you see, someone made money off that. The tree that was planted, someone made money. There is money to be made everywhere, right? If you look at every single little thing in your life, someone made money off of that somehow, some way. So again, money is everywhere. And there's even times where I like to go and drive around like fancy neighborhoods and bougie neighborhoods with like houses that range in like the high hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. And usually within each neighborhood, there's about like an average of like, I don't know, 70 homes, right? I live in Utah, and so we have a bunch of these neighborhoods everywhere, right? Cities like Riverton, Sandy, Park City, Draper, right? Where there are just hundreds and hundreds of neighborhoods with over like 70 to 100 houses per neighborhood, right? And all these neighborhoods have people who are making so much money, so that when I drive around these neighborhoods, I think to myself, why can't this be me? How can this not be me? If all these people are making money, why can't it be me? Another thing is that there's about 23.8 million or 24, let's just round up. There's 24 millionaires in the United States of America. We're talking about millions. These are millions of people, right? You're telling me that if every single person in the state of Florida was a millionaire, why can't that be me? Why can I be the 24 million people? Do you know how much 24 million people is? When you put it like that, it kind of shapes your whole perspective. Like, yo, if all these people are getting money and getting some, why can't that be me? Why can't that be you? Why can't we get a piece of the pie? If money is everywhere, all these people are living in nice houses, There's 24 millionaires in the United States. Why can't that be us? So you gotta stop being so small-minded when it comes to having money. You gotta stop being so like scarcity-minded, like, oh my God, like money is nowhere, like capitalism and blah, blah. You gotta get out of this mindset, because that mindset is never gonna help you. If you cannot see yourself in it, then it's never gonna happen. You literally have to see yourself, envision yourself, and act like you are already rich. The next point is that you need to surround yourself with the lifestyle, right? If you're somebody who struggles to see yourself in that environment, and you're somebody who maybe you don't have this big self-belief that you're gonna make it, you gotta surround yourself with the environment. You gotta have these influences in your life. And you're probably somebody who's like, where do I even start? Right? I don't have any rich friends. I don't have any rich people. Like, let's say you grew up in like a very low social economic class, right? I grew up there too, like single mother, low income household, things like that, right? But what I did is that I still found ways to put myself in these environments where there's other people who make money. So what I love to do is I like to go to these expensive dealerships. I like to pull up to the Porsche dealerships, the Mercedes-Benz dealerships, the BMW dealerships, and just kind of like look around, try to immerse myself into this type of culture. So I'm saying, go to the dealership, right? Go to that expensive car dealership, go to the Gucci store, the fancy little bougie restaurant. Go to these places, and you're going to start seeing other people who are also just naturally around these types of things. You're gonna start meeting so many people who are making money and start being around these types of people. Go to that fancy neighborhood in your city and just walk around. Go talk to the neighbors, because you want it to get to the point where it feels normal to you, where this type of lifestyle is not external from you, where it is an internal thing and you feel normal, where you're not even surprised if you see a Lamborghini. I'm to the point now where if I see a McLaren or a Lamborghini down the street, I'm not even like surprised or shook by it. I'm still like impressed because I love cars. I'm like, shit, that's a hella nice Lambo. But it's not to the point where I'm just like, oh my God, that car is so expensive. Oh my God, like what? Like a Lamborghini. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm to the point where I see it and I'm just like, oh shit, that's cool. Wait till I get mine. You want it to get to that point where it feels so natural to you to be around these environments, where you pull up to the Louis Vuitton store, you see a price tag for a $2,000 purse, and you're just like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, I can see myself with that, right? You want it to get to that point, because if it never gets to that point, you guys got to understand how big the mind is. Everything, it is physical before it's mental. And that actually leads me to my next point. But really quickly, if you do want to find yourself in an environment with other people who are like-minded like this, join the paid community down below, where we have people from all over the world who also have the same goals of being ambitious, accomplishing their goals, their dreams, and, you know, just being around people with just good energy, good vibe. You can get one-on-one advice from me, free coaching, and other things like that. So join the community down below. But again, to go to the next point, you must believe in yourself, because the Spirit of God flows within us, and with that Spirit, we can create any reality that we want. Now, I don't care if you're Buddhist, I don't care if you're Muslim, I don't care if you're Christian, I don't care what you believe in. You must understand that there is a higher power to this universe, and that power, the spirit of that big entity, flows within us. And with that power, we can create any reality that we want for ourselves. I don't care what position you are in life. I don't care if you're Black, Asian, disabled, poor, I don't care what position you are in life. I believe that with the right sense of belief, with faith, and with hard work, you can get yourself to the position in life that you want to get to yourself in. Because besides that, you got to understand that everything is mental before it is physical. Every single thing you see around you, right? The laptop, your iPhone, the bus, the street, the car, every single thing around you was in someone's head before it was a physical reality. Because the thing is, you must see it in your head, feel it in your heart, and create it with your hands. That's how this world works. And so if you're going to strive to become successful or accomplish any goal that you want, you must literally see yourself becoming successful in your head, believing in yourself so much that you will become successful. And with the right action, when you create that thing with your hand, it is inevitable that you will become successful. Because the reality with most people is that, again, they dream of this type of lifestyle, but then they never actually dive deeper into, okay, how can I actually get it? They see it in their heads, but that belief doesn't flow to their heart. And even if the belief does flow to their heart, they don't have the right plan and strategy to create it with their hands. All of it needs to be aligned. It all needs to be aligned, right? That's the inevitable plan to success. But again, the reality with most people in this world is that 90% of them stop with just the dream in their head. The next 5 of them stop with the belief at their heart. And then the next 4% stop with the right strategy and plan to create it with their hands. And with that 1% of people who are actually able to do it, they align themselves with all of it and everything. And so reach out to me and let me see how I can help you. I would love to just speak to you one-on-one and give you any type of feedback, advice, or just chit chat with you and see what I can do to help you get closer to your goals. I will be creating a mindset module in my paid course, so link is in the description to join that. But besides that, love you guys. Get to your goals. RNH Hunnid. Stay Hunnid with yourself.